Altrincham have gone down to second in the table, Barnet, by 3-1 this afternoon, and we are talking to manager Lee Sinnott. Lee, the scoreline doesn't tell the story of that game in any way.
Well, there's a lot of talking points in the 94 minutes, isn't there? The major incident is obviously the first one after 5 minutes. You know, you go down to 10 men. You know, if it's 20 minutes to go, if it's half an hour to go, it can be adjusted to, I think. But it's most certainly a big ask, you know, to do that for 90 minutes. But in saying that, I thought the players applied themselves well. We had to make personnel changes as well as system changes. But really, that wasn't the end of the incidents, really, was it? You know, there was quite a bit in the game to talk about. So. You know, delighted with the players' effort, but obviously disappointed with the result, and also disappointed with the manner of the goals as well. I mean, if you know, there's 2 set pieces from wide, isn't there? From wide positions, the numerical advantage or disadvantage does not come into the equation then, because you know they're going to have a man or 2 back, aren't they? So those 2 goals, the second and third ones, you know, were disappointed. And we were in the game, you could say, but then it drifted away from us a little bit. It was in our eye shot, but you know, we go 2-0 down, then we get the penalty before half time. You know, we missed that. 4 minutes into the second half, we get 2-1 back, and looks like we could push on a little bit, although we've only got 10 men. And then obviously the third goal stunned us a little bit, but then we tried to exert more pressure on. I thought we made a couple of chances, haven't we, right late on? You know, even to get a goal back to make it 3-2 looks better on the balance sheet. But I thought the game kind of probably evaded us a little bit today. You know, it was in touching distance, but we you know, we couldn't bridge the gap.
And this big incident in the 5th minute, 2 things about it. First of all, you don't want to be letting a man like John Akinfenwa away from you. And secondly, there did seem to be some contact with Tom Marshall, but it wasn't a clear-cut penalty.
I've got to say, Flynn, I mean, obviously the players are briefed before the game. We know all about you know, John Akinfenwa, because we you know, he gave us a big lesson down there, didn't he? In the game earlier on in the season, the players were briefed about it. You don't want to get too tight to him. He wants to feel you. He wants to roll you. You know, it's the position that I used to play. The players were briefed about that, and yet we get too tight in the first 5 minutes. We pay the price. He gets wrong side. The challenge comes in, and it's a penalty. I mean, seeing it in real time, Flinney, I can't have any arguments with it, because if it was switched around and that was Reevesy going through and he was brought down, I'd expect him to walk. So I mean, that's me seeing it in real time. You know, obviously we'll have the benefits of Alty TV, but will it pick up on the right angle? Well, I don't know. But like I said before, the players are briefed about it beforehand. They were told what to expect and what the danger could be. And also saying that as well, I mean, I had to have a word at half time, because you know, the adjustments that we made, you know, put Scott and Luca at centre halves, but there was nearly a similar incident to that 10 minutes before half time where we've got wrong side. You know, so you know, that's a bit disappointing when you know, from one direct ball, yeah, we not only concede a goal, but we go a man down as well.
I felt that even before that incident, we might have had an important decision where Stevens seemed to pull back Damien Reeves. We didn't get that one, and then there was one in the penalty box which we didn't get before we eventually did get a penalty. Well,
I'll be very. Let me choose my words carefully. It looked like there was contact on John Akinfenwa and he's gone down. Penalty scored, man down. If there was contact on Damien Reeves, yeah, well. Yeah, if there's contact on you, give the referee a decision to make. I'm not advocating flinging yourself to the floor. I don't mean that, but not being funny. For a couple of minutes later, there's been, you know, a very similar incident, and we paid the price for it. You know, and that's what's ultimately really cost us on the day. So, you know, if there was contact with the incident that you said, well, give the referee a decision to make.
Bonzangala, he's on a yellow card. He's fouled Simon Richmond. Referee has taken the easy option. It looks like he's bottled it out a little bit, because Martin Allen's taken him off at half time. So in many ways that was a key decision, which I think nearly every Altrincham fan in the stadium thought he'd got it wrong.
Yeah, like the major decisions, the major events in the game really probably went against us, didn't they? And that's why I mentioned earlier on, you know, about the game being you can see it but you can't touch it. I'll be honest with you, I'm not too sure of the interpretation of clattering to the back of somebody with a penalty. If that is a booking, if it is a booking, then then obviously he should have been booked. But I'm not savvy enough up on that to know if it was.
Nicky Clee, it's the first time he's taken a penalty in a competitive game for Altrincham. It just shows the difference between that and a pre-season friendly.
Well, I mean, they've been on the list for a while. Nicky and Jake Malt's the other one. Obviously a player's confident, then he takes a penalty. But I mean, we haven't worked the keeper, have we? So but in saying that, Flenny, I mean, coming in at half time, I mean, that was right on the stroke of half time. We've had a tough first half. We've lost a man. We've gone a goal down within 5 minutes. We've conceded another, poor goal in my aspects. And then we've got a great lifeline just before half time, 2-1, and we've missed that. It would have been easy for the team to feel sorry for themselves, and that's what the message was at half time, right? That we're going to push these all the way, And I'm pleased with the way that we did. Nobody likes losing. I'm not saying that, but everything, quite a few things conspired against us today, but we kept on trying. We kept on trying to exert pressure against Barnet. We made a couple of opportunities late on, didn't we? So that's a pleasing aspect of things.
The goal we scored from their point of view was poor defending, but we're back in the game. And then we looked like we really gave them a bit of a mauling for a few minutes. But the goal we've conceded, you've got to feel sorry for Stuart. I've just spoken to him and he said he thought that Michael Gash wasn't going to get that. And it was a bit of a sort of strange header, but bad goal to concede.
Well, like I say, and I'm sorry for boring you, when things conspire against you. Now, that is the third time in 3 different clubs that Michael Gash has scored against us, end of. That's more or less the best way to term it. So it's annoying, but yeah, it knocked the stuffing out of us most certainly. But we regrouped ourselves and tried to push on from there.
There was great energy in the first half from the team, and Nicky Clee was working his socks off, as was everybody in the team, particularly the midfield lads. And it wasn't going to carry on forever, but we did really well in the second half, and we kept going right until injury time. That's
what I'm saying. I mean, I wanted to keep the 2 up front to exert the pressure on the, that will occupy 3 of the back 4, maybe even 4 at times. So, which was always going to narrow things down in midfield, Flinny, to make a 3, which is always going to put extra legwork on the 3 in midfield. So, there are going to be consequences of that. But when you're a man down, you're a man down, and it's as the saying goes, it's all hands to the pump, and give me what you've got for as long as you got, and I'll be a happy man, and the most certainly did.
Considering the 4 performances against Macclesfield, Forest Green, Bristol Rovers and Barnet, to only take 1 point is a bit of a travesty.
Yeah, but that's what football's about. Football's like, isn't it? If you look over the last 4 games, yeah, maybe we haven't had the rub of the green, but a lot of people can say that over a spell of 4 games, can't they? It's up to us now to to push on. What is it for the last 10 games of the season? What I will say is, the 4 games that you've mentioned, we've asked big questions of every team that you've just mentioned, and all 4 teams are in the top 5. So that's something for us to build on. What we need to do now is be a little bit more, I would say, ruthless. Be a little bit more ruthless before I get knocked out. In the final third, because that is the difference. What the teams have got. Certain things go your way and certain things don't. But they give a good account of themselves, but that's not to rest on the laurels. I mean, we want to put as many points on the board as we can between now and the end of the season, and it starts with Welling next Sunday, obviously on the TV. So all the Alty fans will be able to witness that. But there's a lot for us to play for, and we want to get back to winning ways. Like I said, I don't think we've maybe had the rub of the green over the last 4 games, but that happens. As long as the players keep on giving me the commitment that they've been giving me, all season, yeah, I'll be happy with that.
That's Lee Sinnott, Altrincham Manager there, reflecting on the 3-1 defeat against Barnet, and certainly, as he said there, we've had enough of Michael Gash for 1 season.